Hi, this is Nick from SC3000 Survivors, just showing you a bit more of some of the progress we made on Multicart. So over the last 6 weeks or so, I added a whole pile of software. There's now over 70 bits of tape software on the cart. In particular, we've added a couple of neat things like a whole pile of programs from the Sega computer magazines from the 80s. These are great. They arrived every couple of months. You go and spend 5 or 6 hours typing them in. This is some of the better software from that. I've shown Tank Battle in a different video. Let me just see if there's anything here. I mean, most of these are written in BASIC. You've got to remember that most of these were written by just people who read the magazine, so the quality varies a lot, but some of them are actually pretty charming. Like here's a cool little BASIC program called Gunslinger, which is just real simple. You get the idea pretty quick. It's just a quick draw game. No, I don't want instructions. So BASIC just goes and draws this funky little saloon. You've got these horrible little sprites walking towards each other, and when they get close enough, you got to go and press the F key and go and shoot. So take about 10 or 15 steps. Bang! There you go. That keeps on going and getting faster and faster. But you know, it might look horrible, but they're actually surprisingly playable. And after you spend that many hours typing them in, you tended to play them anyway. So you know, that's an example of a very simple, small, basic game on there. There's actually some really neat ones. Let me just see if I've got cold. There we go. Let's have a look. Some of them were actually really good. Here's Colditz. This is a real simple game. You're a prison guard at the Colditz German prisoner of war prison, and well, you get the idea pretty quick. Basically, you got your radar down the bottom here. You can see the escaping prisoners coming, and you've got to move the spotlight when you go and find your prisoners. Ooh, there you go. Boom, headshot. Seems a little sick, but it's actually a surprisingly addictive little game. As you can see, there's other little things down here, like there's a tree. There's a, ooh, there we go. Back here. There's a little POW hut in the middle of the screen here somewhere. This is just a really small, short, basic game, but it's actually one of the most playable things that's on the Sega. It's actually quite addictive. But again, that's a really cool example of the type of thing you can get in the Sega computer mags. So we'll have a look at more of those in detail at some other time. Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, just recently. So I'm trying to finalise the software build to go and get the Multicart release out and start shipping these things. But just in the last few days, we've actually managed to get a couple of gems that we'd been lost for many years. I actually managed to get a working copy of Deadly Duel of Antark, which is a real early little action adventure written by Grant Ems. Who also wrote Delta Fighter and Tomb of Nosar and a couple of others. So yeah, we're pretty excited to get this up and running. Yeah, your main character walks a little bit slowly, but it's still a pretty playable little game. Love the funky title screens. It's another feature of Grant Ems games. There we go, just getting this up and loading. Just takes a minute to come up. Now, basically, it's a sort of action exploring adventure. You've got your knights, you've got to go and wander around. There's some skeletons you can fight. I haven't exactly figured out how you fight them yet, but you can kind of do it. You can go and pick things up. You can go and use your keys to open locks. You've got levers to pull, and there's a whole pile of different ways to die. There you go, there's a skeleton. It's going to hop up and try and get me in a minute. There we go. It wakes up and attacks. There we go. Great. There you go. I'm still not entirely sure if I'm fighting that creature or if it just disappears. I haven't quite got the hang of that yet. At any rate, I'll go wander around. There's a key that I can go and pick up. Get that. And you get the idea. There's basically a nice big world that you can wander around, and you've got to go and figure out how to go and navigate your way around, fight the monsters as you go. That actually looks quite neat though. Been a long time since anyone's seen a copy of that, so we're pretty happy to get that. There's another one we just picked up recently which I hadn't seen before called Satellite Salvage, which is actually a really playable little jetpack game. Let's just go and get that up and running. Satellite Salvage, here we go. As you can see, the list has got a whole lot bigger. There's a whole pile of other games on here as well. So again, this is actually a really playable little game. The object of this game is basically you've got to move the guy on the jetpack outside to go and pick up the bits of satellite, return them home to base, and dodge the monsters, which is pretty easy at first, but just gets harder and harder because these, as you can see, it's actually it's actually a pretty fast game. It moves pretty quick, so it's reasonably easy to dodge them at first, but you suddenly get more and more monsters on the screen. They start moving quicker, and it gets real hard, real fast. You see the satellite coming up there when I get back to base in the middle. There you go, round 2. Whoops. So you get the idea. What else we got on here? That's right, we've got a new text adventure section under the tapes. You know, text adventures were a classic sort of thing that you get on these old 8-bit computers. They're real easy and quick to write. Didn't take an awful lot of skill, but actually some of them are pretty playable. Let's have a look here. And some of these are pretty good. I haven't had a lot of time to play these yet, but some like Transylvania Castle Horror are supposed to be pretty good. Castle of Fear, you know, looks apart. It's the parser and that's a bit hard to play. So this is an example of a text-only text adventure. So we're in a round room in a tower, so I can see a demon, a window, a huge chest, you know, so I could decide whether I'm going to open a chest or what. There's also some mixed text and graphic ones in there if I go back to the text adventure menu. Oops. Text adventures, yeah. So as you can see, if I run like Castaway, for instance, let's make this come up. So again here, as you can see, as you move around, so I can do things like get torch. Senko ship. Yeah, it's a bit of an art figuring out what you can and can't type into these things, but again, with these mixed mode adventures, some of the clues are in the pictures, so you also have to look carefully at what's in the picture, as well as the text clues down there about what to do. So again, I thought it was a pretty good genre that deserved its own area on the card. For the Mike Boyd fans, we've got a cheat mode for Caverns of Karanorr, infinite lives on Caverns of Karanorr, that should come in handy. What else we got here? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Actually, there's some neat little, it's quite neat little demos here. Actually, let's have a look here. Again, some of these were ones that Grandstand or John Sands used to try and sell their computers in the first place. But they're written in BASIC, but they do a neat little job of showing how easy it is to actually write programs that take advantage of the graphics capabilities of the Sega. So you know there are a whole pile of variations in this one, but this is I think the original one of this is probably a Japanese demo. It's just been modified slightly for a local audience. But again, this Samurai Warrior is just all drawn in BASIC. So let's just have a one look more. We'll have a look through these other games, see if there's anything else here worth quickly showing you. As I say, there's a whole pile of extra games that you won't have seen there before. Actually, here's a cute little one, Demon Gobbler. This is just a clunky little Pac-Man clone. It's not a particularly good one, but I quite like the treatment of the demons on it. Like your Pac-Man's kind of got these big teeth on there, which I kind of like. The ghosts all look a bit funny. When you eat a ghost, or when it eats you, you get these funny little hang on, where is he? Let's try and catch one. There we go. Zap. So it's got some quite cheesy little graphics to pop up too. So it's kind of nice. And when you eventually get eaten, you know, there's a little gulp screen there. So again, not the greatest Pac-Man clone, but a nice little treatment, and another one worthwhile having a look at on the cart. So yeah, hope it's been worth the wait. We're going to start shipping those fairly shortly, hopefully by start of March. So thanks for watching. See ya.